Bismillah, walhamdulillah, wassalatu wassalamu ala rasulillah, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome to another episode of the Medina Arabic series. If you hear a little bit of noise in the background, that's because, alhamdulillah, it's raining very hard right now in Medina. And the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he taught us that the dua during rainfall is not rejected. So that being the case, I ask that Allah make it easy for everyone watching this video to learn the Arabic language, and that Allah make it a means through which we get closer to Allah. Allahumma ameen. Continuing from where we left off, we are on the 6th lesson, Ad-Dars al-Sadis, and it basically starts out reviewing all of the past lessons. So let's go through this and see how much we remember, how much we've learned thus far. Hadihi. So we learned that hadihi is an ismu ishara. It is an ism that indicates something. What does it indicate? It indicates something that is singular, feminine, nearby, and human or non-human. So the first sentence we see, هذا ابن حامد وهذه بنت ياسر. So first let's translate it. It says, هذا ابن حامد. This is the son of Hamid. This is Hamid's son. So hada is an ismu ishara, masculine, for that which is nearby, singular, human or non-human. So Ibnu Hamidin, Hamid's son, obviously is masculine. It's a boy. It's singular. We know that he's nearby because he said hada, and he's a human. So Ibn Hamidin, he fulfills all of the conditions to use this term, hada. And hada is one of the words that it doesn't change the way that it's structured. When it comes to the harakat, hada, it always appears as hada. Hada Ibn Hamidin. So Ibn Hamidin, what kind of phrase is this? It is a mudaf ilayhi phrase. The son of Hamid, Hamid's son. So since it's mudaf ilay, ibnu, it has one dhamma. We learned that that which is mudaf in a mudaf ilayhi phrase does not take tanween. And it has a dhamma because the dhamma is the default. Ibnu Hamidin. Now Hamidin is mudaf ilayhi. And we learned that the mudaf ilayhi is in a state of majroor. So it takes a kasra. And in this case, it takes two kasras. Why? Because in a previous lesson, we learned that masculine names take tanween. Therefore, we say, Hada ibnu Hamidin. This is the son of Hamid. Wahadihi bintu Yasirin. And this is the daughter of Yasir. Wa means and. Hadihi. Hadihi means this for the singular, feminine, nearby, human or non-human. So bintu Yasirin, the daughter of Yasir. We know that she's nearby because we use the ismu ishara hadihi. She's a girl, so we use the feminine ismu ishara, and she is obviously a human. So she fulfills all of the conditions to use this word hadihi. Bintu Yasirin. So this is also a, what kind of phrase? Mudaf ilayhi. Bintu is mudaf, Yasirin is mudaf ilayhi. So bintu, it has one dhamma. Why? Because the mudaf in the mudaf ilayhi phrase does not take tanween, and it has a dhamma in particular because that's the default state. There's nothing making it take any other haraka. Bintu Yasirin. Yasirin is mudaf ilayhi. We learned that the mudaf ilayhi is in a state of majroor, meaning it takes the kasra. And Yasirin takes kasratain, it takes two kasras, meaning it has tanween. Why? Because Yasir is a masculine name And we learned in the past that masculine names take tanween. So as you can see, there's so many different lessons that we are reviewing in this one short sentence. And that's why it's important to not just blow through it and say, Hada ibn Hamidin wa hadihi bintu Yasirin. This is the son of Hamid and this is the daughter of Yasir. And then move on to the next thing. Think about every single word, every single harakah, and think about how it relates to our past lessons. This is how you really solidify your knowledge, insha'Allah. Now, if we look at the next sentence, you'll see that the author, he starts taking away the harakat. And this is very helpful because it makes you critically think. It makes you think about where the harakat go in terms of the vocabulary, so you are pronouncing words properly, and also in terms of grammar. What is the harakah that goes at the end, and why? So let's read it and then go back and add the harakat. Ibn Hamid Jalisun. وبنت ياسر واقفة. Ibn Hamid. So what harakat should go at the end of Hamid? Well, if we look at Ibn, we know that this is mudaf. How do we know it's mudaf? We know it's mudaf because it doesn't have tanween. It has one dhamma. Not only does it have one dhamma, but it doesn't have alif lam in the beginning. We learned in previous lessons that if something doesn't have alif lam and has tanween, that means it's indefinite. For example, baytun, that means a house. But when you add an alif lam in the beginning, you take away the tanween and it becomes al-baytu, which means the house. Now it's definite. It went from baytun, a house, not referring to a particular house, being indefinite, to al-baytu, the house, becoming definite, referring to a particular house. So this doesn't have tanween, but it also doesn't have an alif lam in the beginning. And we know from previous lessons that these are characteristics of the mudaf. Therefore, Hamid is mudaf ilayhi. We're saying the son of Hamid. So what harakat do we put at the end of the mudaf ilayhi? Well, we know that it is in a state of majroor, meaning it takes a kasra. Does this take one kasra or two kasras? Does it have tanween or not? Well, we know that this is a masculine name, Hamid, and we know that masculine names take tanween. Therefore, we say Ibn Hamidin, the son of Hamid. It's in a state of majroor, so it takes a kasra because it's mudaf ilayhi, and it takes tanween, meaning it takes two kasras, Hamidin, because it is a masculine name. Ibn Hamidin, the son of Hamid, Jalisun, is sitting. And if we look at the picture here, we see Ibn Hamidin Jalisun. We see the son of Hamid, he's sitting. Wa bint Yasir waqifatun. Now in these two words we have no harakat. Bint Yasir. So let's see if we can figure out what the harakat should be. Bint Yasir. Well, we know in the beginning, Ibn Hamidin is a mudaf ilayhi phrase, so we can also see that Bint Yasir is mudaf ilayhi. So that being the case, what should we say in regards to the harakat when pronouncing bint? Bint being mudaf. Well, firstly, we can determine that it takes a dhamma, because that is the default state, and there's nothing that is making it take any other harakah. We also know it should take one dhamma because it is mudaf, and the mudaf does not take tanween. Therefore, it should say wa bintu. Yasir is mudaf ilayhi. So what harakah does the mudaf ilayhi take? We know that the mudaf ilayhi is in a state of majroor, meaning it takes the kasra. Now, does it take tanween? Does it take two kasras or one? Well, Yasir is a masculine name, and masculine names take tanween. Therefore, we'd say Yasirin. Wa bintu Yasirin waqifatun. And the daughter of Yasir is standing. And we can see in the picture the daughter of Yasir standing. Now the last thing we want to take note of is jalisun and waqifatun. Is there anything that you notice about these two phrases that relates to something that we've studied in the past? Well, Ibn Hamidin, the son of Hamid, is masculine. We're talking about a boy. Therefore, jalisun, sitting, is in its masculine form. And bintu Yasirin, the daughter of Yasir, is feminine. Therefore, waqifatun, standing, is in its feminine form. And how can you tell that it's in its feminine form? Because of the ta marbuta, which we learned in the past, is what is often used to indicate that something is feminine. Ibn Hamidin jalisun wa bintu Yasirin waqifatun. The son of Hamid is sitting and the daughter of Yasir is standing. That does it for this episode. Jazakumullahu khairan. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.